And over the next few years, going to these events, and it turns out sharing some of them, he finds out what's really going on. So continue with, you get into this first semi-secret, closed-door meeting in Colorado. Continue from there, George Hunt.
Yes, I had luncheon with the Rothschilds. They were very nice people. Lady Rothschild stood up when I came to the table, and she filled my glass. And suddenly I said, "Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. My cup runneth over." And I was with the president of the World Conservation Bank, and I said, Michael Sweetman, how is this bank going to survive if the asset base is Arctic lands? They don't produce any dividends and interest. He says, "Oh, we are worried. We are working on that," he said in his precise English. I said, "You're working on it, and you're going to have a seminar and a half an hour where you're going to accept this bank? What's going on, Michael?" He said, "You'll have a chance to ask us at the seminar." I looked him in the eye. I said, "Michael, are you going to call on me? Look me in the eye, Michael." "Yes, I promise." Well, we went to the seminar, and of course he didn't call on me. It was a contrived Congress, and they accepted the bank. And we haven't seen it yet, but it's coming down the road. There will be one bank, one credit card, one of everything. And if you cross that bank and don't do what they want or the owners want, you'll lose your credit card privilege, and you won't be able to buy or sell.
Now, let's fast forward 24 years or 23 years to 2010. I now have London Guardian, Associated Press headlines, Rothschilds establish Global Environment Bank. Rothschilds establish Global Carbon Credit Bank. It's now mainstream news, what you whistle blew on decades ago after you got deeper into the groups. We're going to cover that they were going to establish all this, and everything you said, of course, you also released the documents and video and audio, but everything you talked about was going to happen is now actually happening.
Yes, that's what I want people to wake up at. This is a conspiracy going on. It's no longer a conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy fact.
Okay, so continue. So you're at the meeting, you're at the table with the Rothschilds because by twist of fate, you got the ticket or the seat of one of the presenters who had the flu. Go ahead.
Then my fellow workers came up to me and they said, "George, we have to talk to you about something. David Rockefeller has sent us a message that if you don't keep your mouth shut, you're going to regret it." Shortly after that, after the meeting, I was talking with a talk show host, and he said, "Did you get Guillain-Barré syndrome yet?" And I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "GBS. It seems like everyone that gets close to the bone with world order gets it." Well, I just got out of the hospital with GBS. So there's something there, don't you think?
Oh, we know they have a lot of programs with soft kill weapons, but expanding on this, because you got the video out of there at other events. So out of the gate,
I got the tape of the events. As far as I know, it's the only tape in existence.
And I've seen video of them presenting, audio of them presenting. So it looks like out of the gates, and correct me if I'm wrong, you were confrontational with them immediately. Maybe that's why they kept you around for a while, trying to get control of you, worried that you'd gotten into a secret meeting that you weren't supposed to be part of. Or why didn't they kick you out? Why did you get invited to more meetings?
I can't figure that out. First of all, I hadn't done anything wrong, though. I was an official host, and I was.
So why was David Rockefeller telling you to shut up?
People.
Why was
I had regular association with Maurice Strong there. Now, then after the Congress, I went down. Some Christians down in San Luis Valley called me, and they said, "George, you have to come down here. Maurice Strong is up to all kinds of tricks." And that's where I was able to, through them, expose Maurice Strong's water scam, that he was going to pump water to cities and turn the San Luis Valley thousands of miles into a dust bowl. So here's the convener of the Environment Congress that met in Estes Park, going down 200 miles to the San Luis Valley and turning the place into a dust bowl. It was that hypocrisy that caused me to invest up till now $250,000 in exposing this guy. And I've got some information today for you that is going to blow him out of the water.
Amazing. So again, now we see it all over the news, how the UN and big corporations are grabbing up the water in the third world, the first world, developing world, cutting it off. That's now mainstream news. Here you are in the late 80s seeing this at its embryonic formation.
Yes. I saw it as an embryo, and now I'm seeing it as an ugly fetus.
Now, from the videos and audios I've seen of you, you then found out about this. We'll continue with that first conference, what they said. We've got a bunch of audio clips here.
Okay.
And then,
Yeah.
but continue into other meetings that you were able to infiltrate.
Oh, I've infiltrated many meetings, but not one of this importance, because the Secretary of the Treasury, Baker, was there, the head of the IMF, the head of the World Bank, Rothschild, Edmund Rothschild, the chief banker of the world, David Rockefeller, and I knew there was something going on. It would take an idiot not to understand it.
And again, you're on record as being part of the conference. You got the documents out. Later, major newspapers have written stories about it. On the Ventura TV show, they showed those. I mean, this was a stroke of divine intervention.
It was God. It was what you call an incident, coincidence, because I received a prophecy in the Christian church about 12 years earlier that I was going to do this. So it was a piece of cake. I walked through it without any fear and knowing that God was on my side.
Wait a minute. So someone told you specifically, or did you recognize what was happening as it was happening, or did you, like, after the fact go, oh, my God?
It was later, after the fact. This is a prophecy. We are going into the wilderness. We are going on an adventure together into the wilderness. I am going to loose you upon the ravenous beasts of the world, and then you will return to me, and I will protect you. I am your jailer for your good and mine. And that was the prophecy. And then after I went to the Wilderness Congress, I realized I had been in the wilderness, and he was loosening me upon the ravenous beasts of the world. I knew them face to face.
Amazing. Now let's go back to this meeting, though, this key meeting you got into. Then you went and witnessed their sub-meetings. So go over it again, the date, the time, the place, and who was there.
Okay. David Rockefeller, Edmund Rothschild, Secretary of the Treasury, Baker, head of the IMF, don't remember his name, head of the World Bank, the head of the United Nations in Geneva. I had dinner with him one night. He kind of found out that my questions were a little too close to the bone. Then there were the Smokies were there, all the forest rangers. Of course, Maurice Strong was there as a Secretary General convening this Congress. And Gro Harlem Brundtland, I think of her as kind of a concentration camp lady because she's in charge of reducing the population of the world. That's what her job is. She was the head of World Health Organization for about 6 years, and she is also a member of a new club with Jimmy Carter and Tutu and some other people. It's called the Elders, and the Elders have direct contact with the Club of Rome.
All right, stay there. We got a break. Let's continue along that line. And then other meetings you went to, just amazing stuff, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, there's videos out there of our guests introducing Maurice Strong and the rest of them. Right in the middle of all of this, this is an absolute eyewitness on the inside.
When you hear the words water purification, what comes to mind? If it's Berkey Water Purification Systems, this message is for you. Did you know that over 60% of municipal water contains fluoride at less than 2 cents per gallon? Berkey water filters purify treated and untreated water, remove dangerous chlorine, fluoride, and contaminants from municipal water. These filters are powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water, making them perfect for rainwater collection systems. From the smallest to the largest systems, BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has what you need. With your system purchase, you'll receive a shower filter, a fluoride filter, or 2 Sport Berkey bottles absolutely free. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com would like to offer GCN listeners 5% off all ceramic filter systems and ship all orders over $50 free of charge. Visit BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. Or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY today.
Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today, it seems like nobody does care.